Welcome back to Nepal. Had to stop by a tailor because we need some clothes repaired, some buttons put on them, and the sights and sounds of Kathmandu bombarding the senses. It feels good, it feels familiar. We were here 5 years ago, in 2014, so ooh, samosa, nice. Some samosa cooking for breakfast there. So, yeah, selfie. You want a selfie? Hey, there you go. No, he wants a selfie. That guy, I heard him say selfie. I think he wanted to be on the video. He wants to be a movie star. So just running around today, and I thought today might be a good day for the how expensive is Nepal video. And so the room we're staying at is $16 a night. We had dinner for both of us last night. It was about 13 bucks. But the clothing repairs we had on like 3 pairs of pants and some shirts was only almost 6 bucks. Got the Tibetan monks. There's a big Tibetan refugee population here in Nepal. So you see a lot of Tibetan Buddhist influence. So of course you can stay in much cheaper accommodations, like a dorm bed in a hostel is about 7 or 8 bucks. So we have a private room with our own bathroom for 16 bucks. And obviously meals can be a lot cheaper as well. $4 or $5 you can get a meal. So definitely doable. Comfortably. How you doing, sir? No. Thank you. Definitely possible to do for $15 to $20 a day. Used to be you could do it for $10 a day. Not sure that's still the case, but there's definitely deals to be had. Cheap snacks. Some of the imported chocolate we were looking at last night in the store, not so cheap, $5 or $6 bucks for that, but we're gonna be keeping our eyes out for the deals for sure. Plenty of culture all over the city. Just in the middle of the city, see stupas and temples and shrines, all sorts of interesting, ancient cultural relics just in the middle of the city. The other main expense is going to be transportation, and so far I haven't taken too much transportation, but local buses are a great deal. We got a taxi ride from the airport last night to the hotel, only 7 bucks. 700 rupees. The exchange rate is about 110 Nepali rupees to the dollar. So about 7 bucks for a taxi ride from the airport. This guy give you a good cheap ride right here. How much for a ride? What? You'll give me a ride? How much? No? Okay. He doesn't want to give me a ride, but you got a nice bike though. Nice. And he's a Slipknot fan, right? Slipknot. Okay, they're a little too hard for me. They're a little too angry. And so here's an example of one of those religious relics I was talking about. You'll see the colors and flowers, and what those are pujas. I don't remember the exact meaning of puja, but it's kind of like an offering. It's you'll see with the third eye as well, it's also a puja. It's basically a prayer. So they put the color or the flower as an offering to the god or goddess, and it's sort of a prayer to that goddess. And you see right across the street we have, looks like a Ganesh shrine. Not sure what deity this is, but this is definitely Ganesh over here. much like India, it is a free-for-all on the streets here, so definitely got to be careful crossing the streets. You got bicycle rickshaws, motorbikes, cars, all vying for space with pedestrians and dogs, people walking, and no lines on the road. Nobody really enforcing any type of traffic rules or anything like that. So. So if you need some clothes, Kathmandu, definitely a good place to pick those up. $5 for a pair of pants, $3 or $4 for a shirt. Definitely gonna need to get some lunch here at some point. So, and we had read something that said like energy drinks were banned from being imported now. Oh, I think we found some Red Bull. Okay, so we found some cold Red Bull, 100 rupees, so a little bit less than $1 for an icy cold Red Bull. Look at that Thai writing on there. That's how you know it's authentic. So somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 to 80% of Nepalis are Hindu, with the Buddhist population making up probably around 15 to 20%, and a small, very small percentage of Christian and Muslim. So you see a lot of Buddhism influence on the country, but predominantly a Hindu country. So you see a good amount of Hindu relics and statues and temples as well, mixed in, just everywhere, culture everywhere. The people are so nice, and a lot of times people will compare Nepal to India, and I don't think it's a fair comparison, because the stress level that I feel now compared to if I was walking around the streets of Delhi or Mumbai is no competition at all. It's like way more relaxed. People here are way more chill, more friendly. Of course, you got the guys wanting you to come in and check out their stores and stuff, but the pressure and the hustle is nowhere near as strong as in India. So that's one great thing I love about Nepal, and especially Kathmandu being the biggest city. You don't feel that stress level, that constant like pounding of just having to be on guard like you would in Delhi. So, best bargain breakfast here. We got some Cocoa Crunch cookies, only 20 rupees. Yes, Cocoa Crunch, peace! See, that guy knows all about the Coconut Crunch cookies. Hello. Hello. Namaste. You want a cookie? They know all about the Cocoa Crunch. That's a Cocoa Crunch crew right there, okay? Less than 20 cents. I mean, for 20 cents, it's a bargain. I probably shouldn't talk with my mouth full, but it's just so bursting with coconutty flavor. That's a bargain breakfast for you here in Nepal. $1.20 for a Red Bull and some Cocoa Crunch cookies. Doesn't get any better than that. You want budget travel? You found it. Of course, one of the drawbacks traveling to a third world country, you know, you see the rivers, there's the lack of education, the lack of treating nature properly. I mean, thing is, I always talk about it in the States, like pack out your garbage and stuff. If you don't, eventually that's what it's gonna look like, guys. So we have to keep each other accountable, you know, and even though it's a third world country, they are growing in their education level. Hopefully it's not too late, the devastation of the environment that's happening, but if we don't treat our own national parks and natural places in the States and Canada with more respect, that's what it's going to look like.
Infamous.